Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to present something a little bit different, not as usual, software and things like that, something related to industry sector, to manufacturing. If you are interested in that topic, so this is the right place. If not, it will be very boring for you. So thank you for coming. I will try to talk about my presentation before I start. I'm going to talk about Agile in manufacturing industry. So we're going to talk especially in the sector of manufacturing in the small and medium-sized company. The presentation will be divided in two parts, but I will talk first of all the importance of small and medium-sized company and why we are care about it. And then the second part, I'm going to get the benefit. I'm going to explain what's the benefit that this kind of company can get when they apply Agile manufacturing. It will be very classic presentation, as I said. I'm going to just to give you an idea about the contents of the presentation, some facts about the SME, the current situation of the SME around the world, and the failure level of small and medium-sized company, what happened in the market today. Then we will start to go to Agile manufacturing and talk about Agile and agility, how we can measure it, what's the dimension of agility, what's the agility drivers, and what's the benefit. And finally, I'll give you some case studies to explain exactly what's the benefit of agility. First of all, let us define what's a small and medium-sized company. To be honest, SMEs is easy to describe but very hard to define because there's no one single definition can apply it around the world. Every country and every organization, they defined SMEs with their own definition. So if we see here, but in general, in most of them, the definition is the small companies is from 1 to 50 employees, and the medium size is from 50 up to 200 and 250 up to 500, 200, 250, around this size of this number of employees. So this is the common definitions of the small and medium-sized company around the world. I'll define the activities of SMEs. We have three main activities for SMEs. The first one is the service company, that kind of service that provide the service to the customer, like courier company, distributions, cleaning, guarding service, any kind of company that provide any kind of service to the customer. The second one, industrial company, which is the manufacturing company, which is what I'm going to talk about. And the third one is the commercial company, which is the company that work when in the trading in generally. Let us say what's some facts about the small and medium-sized company. We have in UK more than 5.2 million company around the statistic of 2015. More than 99.3 of this company are small and medium-sized companies. In the same time, the total force in UK is about 25.2 million people. 15.2 million is around 60% of the total force in UK. They work in small and medium-sized companies. So this is give us just hint how important to care about the small and medium size. The power of SMEs around the world is almost the same in everywhere to be. Nowhere less than 98% of the total company in any world, in any country is less than this percentage. About 98 of the total number of company are SMEs in every way. And the employee at the same time as well, is around 60% to 70% of the total employee are of the total force are employed by small and medium-sized company. Here in Ukraine, we have 23 million as a workforce. Working in SME is about 15.5. That means more than 67% of them, they're working in this sector of company. Let us go step by step and see what's the strength and what's the weakness of the SMEs. Sorry. SMEs are simply structures and less bureaucracy, so the manager can take the decision and they can apply it in the same time without any barriers because they are very small and they can take the right decision in the right time. Flexible and short reaction times. If anything happens in the market, they can take the reaction and they can change quicker than the large companies. Independently own it. This is usually in SMEs, the owner, he is the boss. And the boss, he is the owner. So that's what happened. Ability to over-customize and specialize goods and service. This is because they are small, they focus more on the customer rather than the other size of companies. Shorter time to market because the operation is very short and they can modify the operation and the manufacturing system. So they will give this kind of company to be more focused in the customer than the others. Lower labor cost, usually the people who's working in SMEs, they get wages less than the large companies, and less formal strategies increase the communication of knowledge and speed of decision. What's the weakness of SMEs on the other side? So they have strengths and on the other side they got some weakness. Lack of resources. They don't have enough money to do anything. They always just looking for the resources, but unfortunately, this is the fact. Lack of proper management, because the manager, as I said in the last slide, the manager, he is the owner. So usually the owner, he didn't got the right skills to manage the company. That's why they fail, and that's why they got problems in their management systems. Limit access to capital markets. This is one of the important things, and heavily reliant on the bank loans. Usually SMEs, they depend on the bank loans to make any improvement or make any development or research projects. So this is a very, very important point to them. But unfortunately, they don't have the ability to get the access to get the loans from the banks very easy. They have some difficulty in finance as well, lack of financial resource and experience. They can't hire the expert to help them to improve the strategies and help them to improve their business plan. And that's one of the important things as well. Lack of capacity in manpower. Usually, the skilled people, they work in the small and medium size. They don't stay for long because they can't find a new chance in large company because they give more standard wages and they give them more opportunities for jobs. That's why they leave the small and medium-sized company. So, what's the current situation of this size of company or this? Here in The Guardian, Theo say too many startups fail. Has anybody got any idea about the level of failures, the level of failure of SMEs around the world? No, it's not that big. Yeah, it's around 50. In UK, half of the SMEs fail within 5 years. So they start today. After 5 years, they disappear from the market. Not just UK, in everywhere, to be honest. In Germany, 41. In Poland, 45. UK, USA, Australia, South Africa, everywhere. It's reached up to 77.6. they fail within 5 years after they start. Who's responsible for that? Who do you think is responsible for that? Owners? Government? Consumers? Yeah? That's correct. To be honest, everybody. Yeah, that's it. What's the main failure reasons then? Reasons, sorry, for SMEs. Yeah, too many reasons, to be honest, but we try to just summarize the important of them. Lack of proper management. This is the first and important thing for the company. As I said, because the manager, he is the boss. The manager, he is the owner. So always they thought they know what to do. And not easy to accept any advice from anybody, because they thought they know everything about the market, about the situation of the company, about the competition level. They know everything, but in fact, they are not. Not easy to accept advice from anybody. Lack of proper plan and strategy. As I said, if we link it to the first point, this is the problem as well, because they don't have a right plan. They don't have the right strategy, which put it in the base of sense of what happened in the market, what we expect to be happening in the market in the next few months or few years or whatever. Lack of marketing skills. This is one of the problems as well, and one of the main reasons. As I said, they thought they know how they market their products, but in fact, the marketing skills is different from one product to another, especially in the industry sector. So you have to know how introduce your product, you have to know when you introduce your product, how to announce about the new products, and how to satisfy the customer with the new products. Access to the finance, as I said, because they rely on the bank loans, so they got a problem. Lack of the government support, and this is very, very important point, to be honest. The government around the world, in most of the country, I did the research about that, but in most countries, they don't give the SMEs their rights to save themselves from the failure. Lack of the capacity and skills manpower as well. As I said, because the large company, they can offer a good salary and good wages for the skilled people. So that's why all the people, they jump from, as soon as they get the right skills, they jump from one company to another. Is very easy. What's happening in the market today? Increasing demand customers. So the customer today is completely different than the customer 20 years, 30 years ago. Customer today, they're asking for a good product, high quality, low prices. They are very demanding. With one press in the bottom, in any computer, they can know what's the price of this product in everywhere around the world. They can say, we can get this product from China with $3, and we can get from Ukraine with $10. We can get it from UK, $15, or things like that. So now, decreasing introduction time between products. This is my iPhone. It's iPhone 5, old-fashioned. But I got that one 2 years ago, things like that. When I got it, was the best one in the market. But that time, I know I'm not going to use it more than 2 years. Now, so the introduction between the new products to the markets became very short. So I use it today, maybe after tomorrow, it will need be beneficial to use it, because nobody will use it because they introduce a new product. This is what leads the very short product life cycle. So as I said, your mobile, long time ago when you buy a TV or any electronic devices, We can keep it for years and years. But now, just after 2 years, you have to change it because the technology is improved, decreasing volume of identical products. Now the company, they just made to order, made according to what customer needs, not make they don't produce the products and store and then they try to sell it. No, it's not work anymore like this. Product variety and sources. So if you want to buy anything now in the market, you can find a lot of variety and the sources as well. As I said, the globalization is allowed to you to press one button to know the price and the variety and how many products in everywhere around the world. So you got many channels and many choices to choose which product you want. Competition living between companies, and this is the main of this presentation. The competition between the manufacturing company increasing day by day. This makes some of them, they fail within less than 5 years. Cooperation among the company. Some company, they try to get together to get more power in the market. They work together just to try to kill the other competitor. That's what they try to do because, as I said, the competition is very, very hard. Globalization of production. Development in technology and information tools. All these we call agility drivers. That push the companies to be agile manufacturing. So if we want to conclude the agility driver under 5 main titles, is any change in the market environment. Anything related to the market, growth of the market, change in the product models, decreasing of the product life cycle, everything can be the changes in the marks. Change in the competition criteria, competition between company. Now the competition is not like before. It's become very, very hard and strong. Change in the technology. Yeah, the technology, the role of technology today is very important because they can, the company, they can't compete if they don't have the right technology. And even the changes in social factors. If the country decide to change the regulation, the law, the things like that, how affect to this company. So the company, they have to see all these change in the environment and they have to measure how strong this change can affect their production. Before we go straight, we have to define the agility in manufacturing, in the industry itself. So agile manufacturing is a method for manufacturing which combines 3 important things: organization, people, and technology. So this combination is allow the company to be able to respond quickly to the customer demand and market change. In the same time, they have to keep the cost and the quality, the cost low and the quality high for the products. So we can measure the agility as the ability of the company to react and respond very quickly to the changes in the markets and customer demands. In the same time, they keep making profit in this case. The main dimensions in agility in manufacturing is 4 important dimensions. Is solution provider, that's company that's can provide the customer with the solution they need. They care about the customer. They try to find what's the problem of the customer and they try to provide them with the right solution. And collaborative operation as well, they can collaborate with the other companies to get the better solution for the customers, and adaptive organization, which can enable this company, they able to change their production, their operation system to satisfy the customer, and even knowledge enterprise as well, the company that share the information between the supplier and the company and the customer just to get more benefit. What's the capabilities of agility in manufacturing? Speed. They have to be very quick in reactions and in decisions in the organization. Flexible, tools, people management, and strategies. They can change it. They can modify it according to what happened in the market. And lean. Reduce the cost and the waste in the same time. So flexibility plus speed plus lean is the agility in manufacturing. So the measure of agility. Here, the agility drivers, which I just mentioned in the last slides. This is the forces that push the company to be agile, what's happening in surrounding the company, in the market, in the customer demands that push this company to be agile, and the capabilities, how this company able to change. They got the right tools, they got the right strategy, they got the right person to change or not. So this is the most important two things, the capabilities and the driver, to measure the agility in any company. So this is a business environment. What happened in the environment where the company produce or where the company working? This is the strategy and this is the practices. The practices is the solution, as I said, solution provider, knowledge enterprise, and these four dimensions. So any change here will lead to change in the business strategy. And any change in the business strategy will lead to change in the business practice. So these three main elements of agility are linked to each other. If any change in the environment will lead to change in the other two of them. So, okay. Before we start to implement or to start to ask the small and medium size to be agile or to ask them to work as an agile company, we did the research for 3 years ago in a sample of 103 companies, small and medium size in UK, and we asked them, are you familiar with agility or no? 71% didn't hear about Agile before. So the first thing, I think, to recognize that you have a problem, the first step is to solve the problem. The first step, you have to recognize that you got the problem. So the problem is, before we start working with a small and medium size, at least we have to let them to know what's agile manufacturing first. So the definition of agile and how it works, what's the benefit of it, is very important to make this community to know what is it before we start. So after we asked them about if they are familiar with agility or no, we asked them some questions as a questionnaire to assist the agility driver in this company. We found here, we found here more than 34 they need agility as soon as they can, because what happened in the market changed and the customer demand, they pushed them to be agile more than the others. But unfortunately, they are not. They got the drivers that push this company to be agile, but they are not agile in the same time. I added this slide because many people, they ask me when I chat last night in the dinner and the day before, what's the difference between agile and lean in manufacturing? So from point of view, Agile, lean manufacturing is just the factory level, because lean is just work with the West, and they try the lean. They're trying to by lean. They try to reduce the cost and reduce the waste in the company. But in agile manufacturing, I think it works with the whole enterprise level. Lean manufacturing increase the cash only by, as I said, reducing the cost and reduce the waste. But agile manufacturing is increase the revenue by being ready to serve the range of customer while there's any change in the market. So we made a study, as I said, and we works with 8 companies in UK, all of them in manufacturing sector, and we tried to push them to be agile and to get what's the benefit. One of the company called Red Horse companies manufacturing electronic boards and CNC boards, machine boards, and electronic stuff in general, and generators and things like that. When we ask them some question as assessment tool to see what's the level of the agility driver in this company, we find it's very high, more than 3 out of 4. So this company need to be agile more than the others, as I said, because the environment and what's happening in the market, they push them to be agile if they want to survive in the market. But when we ask them some questions to measure what's the agility level in the company, you find that unfortunately very low. So they are not agile enough to save or to survive in the market. What we did the first thing, we suggest some area of improvement actions, because the time is limited. I don't have time to tell you exactly what's the case study and what's the improvement area that we suggest. Just to give you an idea how it works in manufacturing company, we suggest some improvement area according to the assessment that we made to this company. And then the manager or the management of the company decided which tactical response they're gonna to choose according to 3 things: according to the cost of what we suggest, how much it will cost us if we want to do it, and the time, how does it time take to get the benefit of this change, and how difficult to do it. Is it easy or difficult? So 3 main criteria before they decide which one they want to do. And what they get finally, they increase the percentage of turnover of the new products 9%. That's what the manager want to see. They want to see something touchable in the bottom line. They increase the product variety, because this is one of the improvement area. This company, they produce some things, but they don't produce the variety of quality. They produce small generator 9 volt, but the market, they need 12 volt as well, so they didn't produce that. One of the suggests to this company to increase the variety of the products to keep their customers. Suppliers' time demands increased by 89%, improvement of the productivity increased by 11%, and the improvement in manufacturing output increased by 9%. The company was very happy with the results, and all these points can affect direct to the bottom line, so they can get more profit after they applied the improvement that we suggest for them. How AM may affect in the bottom line. This is the equation. You got revenue minus cost equal to profit. So if you want to increase the profit, you have to work in one of these, increase these or decrease these. There's no choice. How you can do that? You can increase the revenue by increase the ability to respond to the customer demands and quickly, and this is what Agile for. Maximize the number of sales opportunity. This is what agility work with. Ready to serve unexpected demands. You have to be ready for the change. Increase the customer satisfaction and increase the market share. How we can reduce the cost? Reduce the production waste, machine breakdown, product quality, material quality, time management, energy consumption, increase the employee productivity, modify the shop floor layout to just reduce the cost. So this is Agile, and this is the function of Lean. So both of them, we can increase the profit. What's the barriers of the small to medium size? Why they don't implement Agile manufacturing? I think lack of training. They need somebody just to give them what's the benefit of the Agile manufacturing. Lack of resources, as I said, high cost of implementation. Unfortunately, most of the models of Agile manufacturing, it costs a lot of money to implement it in small and medium-sized company. And this is one of the reasons the manager refused to apply agility in their company. Long time for implementation as well. So as I said, because the owner, he is the manager of the company, they want to see the results after a few weeks, not a few years. So you can't ask them, so implement this strategy, you're going to get benefit. But the first question he will ask you, when? How I can see a change in the bottom line? When? If you said it's a matter of weeks or months, maybe they accept it. But if you say this needs at least 1 year to get a benefit of that, they will refuse it. Difficulty of use. As I said, the model is they need the expert to apply it, to give the company the right consultancy. So this one, it will cost the money for them. So this is why they refuse as well. High expertise required to use effectively. Why Agile manufacturing? Let us go back to 30 years ago, before discovering of the digital camera. What happened? If you still remember this famous 3 company, when you want to buy a film to take some photographs, you can buy one of these, the top 3 company that time. When the digital camera appears in the market, so this company, the first thing they did, they changed one of the manufacturing line. They start to manufacture SDs for the digital camera because this one is not work anymore. And the AGFA as well, they did the same thing. They start entering the market very early and they start to manufacturing SDs as well. But what happened to this one? Nothing. They stay as before. They lost their share in the market. Now, Konica Minolta, they work just in the films for the X-rays only. So they lost the share of their market. I'll give you another case study, which is very important. I can't, it's not a small and medium-sized company, but it's a very large company. But just to show you what's the benefit and why, if you want to be agile and if you know. Everybody knows Nokia, 140 years old. It's very, very big and a huge company. 30 years, it's the #1 in the market to sell the handsets and phone accessories and things like that. In 2007, the market share, 37 for Nokia only. And the other company around the world, which is Sony and Motorola and Samsung, they got 37, all of them together. The others got 26% of that market. Number one of sold handset. They sold more than 1 billion handset as a mobile phones. In 2007, the total business volume was 74 billion, with the profit 7.2. In the mid of 2007, Apple phone entered the market. But what happened to Nokia at that time? Are they changed according to what happened in the market or no? Unfortunately, no. They stays manufacturing their mobile with the same strategy, with the same plan, with the same technology. They decided to stay in the same line, not to change. When the Stephen Elbow was the manager in that time, in every day, the company lose 23 million of its value in the market. In 2014, Nokia sold the mobile unit of Microsoft just 7.2 billion, which is this number was in 2007 the profit, the net profit for the company. So why was that happen? Because the Nokia decided to stay the manufacturing their mobile phone with the same old-fashioned. The company does not accept it that Apple phone will be a leader in one day. So that's why they lost their market share. So if we conclude that, what's the benefit of agility in manufacturing? So the first thing, if you are agile, you can increase your market share because you're going to enter the market before the others. And in the business, first in, last out in the market. So if you get in the first, you will be the last one because you will get the high share of the market rather than the others. Customer satisfaction. If you are agile, that means you respond very quickly to the customer, very quickly to the demands, very quickly to the change in the market. That means you will satisfy the customers more than the others. High quality products. As I said, customers, company, they can't compete in the price anymore because the price is known in everywhere in the world, but just they compete in the quality while the price fixed as well. Low cost. So if you are lean and agile in the same time, that means your cost it will be low. If the cost low, that means you will increase your profit. Competition level. So you can increase your competition if you are agile according to the principle of agility. Continuous improvement, customer satisfaction, high profit. All these points can make the companies better than the others in the market. What's the benefit then? So according to what I said in the last slide, if you are agile, you will produce a high product quality, high productivity. So that will be high efficiency. And then low waste, low cost. Quick response to the customer. This will lead you to the customer satisfaction. And this will lead you to increase your market share from the market. So finally, you will get high profit. So you can compete if you are agile. Summary. Agile manufacturing or agile manufacturing SMEs, the company that are already agile and the SME size, they can compete the others. They can stay in the market more than others. And they can respond to the customers and make profit in the same time. So I think from my point of view, I will answer the first question I asked in the presentation: is Agile the right tool of manufacturing companies or the manufacturing SMEs? I said it's yes, one of the right tools. Thank you very much. Yes, please.